Hello, hello, everybody. Welcome to my latest live. I know I haven't been live in a while, and I know this one was scheduled for 9 o'clock this morning. I ended up being very lazy and not started on time, so I figured I'd just move the hours. So, thank you to all those who were there this morning, but I wasn't. And hello, hello, Lashes Journey. Thank you for being here. I hope you're doing well today, and I hope your family is also doing well. So, of course, today, guys, is going to be my Barbie review. We're going to make this short and quick. And I know most of the time I review horror movies and sci fi movies, but I figured I might as well get back into it and talk about the Barbie movie. Great, you guys are doing fantastic. Excellent. Always good to know. Always good to know. If you get a second, can you please just answer the question in the poll? I know somebody else answered before. I got two votes. Uh, one saying they saw less than 15 movies, and one person said they saw between 16 and 50 movies in the theater. So we'll see how many people actually have been to the movie theaters. So basically, the Barbie movie. I will start with reading off a very quick synopsis from Google itself. So it's not my synopsis of the movie, it is Google that is showing me this summary. I find that usually if I do a summary of the movie, I tend to blabber on and really miss the key points. So I figured this time I'll just read whatever summary I find and stick with that one. So, according to Google, the Barbie movie is Barbie and Ken are having the time of their lives in the colorful and seemingly perfect world of Barbie Land. However, when they get a chance to go to the real world, they soon discover the joys and perils of of living among humans. That's a fair enough summary of the movie. I think that gets the general point behind. So, um, what are my thoughts on the Barbie movie? Now, I know a lot of people talked about. That it's a feminist movie and that's really anti men and, really, uh, you know, criticizing how it presents Ken in particular, the character played by what's his face, Ryan Gosling. Okay, um, I don't think it's quite a fair assessment of the movie overall. Personally, um, I get that the point of Barbie, and it's important to say, okay, all the characters in the movie, for the most part, at least, are named either Barbie or Ken. Okay, so when you see videos highlighted in the movie, you'll see everybody going, "Hi Ken, hi Barbie, hi." Every character is pretty much, other than the characters in the real world, the characters in Barbie Land, all of them are named either Barbie or Ken. But Margot Robbie, who's the main character Barbie, is called the traditional Barbie or Barbie Classic, I think, if I remember correctly. Um, but basically, in her mind, Barbie is supposed to be the symbol of, women empowerment and we can do whatever we want. And, when you look at how Barbie is presented as a toy, that's kind of true, right? You have Dr. Barbie, you have, Barbie with uh, vitiligo, you have Barbie who's blind, Barbie who's in a wheelchair, etc. So you have all these different types of Barbies that are there, whilst Ken is always just Ken, right? So I understand that in the movie, you kind of get that same idea of, Barbie being this empowered woman and being able to face the world and do whatever she wants and really conveying that message to women, while as Ken is just Ken, right? There's no Vitiligo Ken. There's no Ken in a wheelchair or anything else like that. Ken is just Ken, right? The focus has always been on Barbie. But for me, the reason why I don't think this is necessarily feminism versus the patriarchy is the fact that basically the Barbie that we've had has always been that, right? And really making sure that, because basically with Ken, men have always been able to do whatever they want. If men want to go and stay at home, they can stay at home. If, they want to work as a fireman, they can work as a fireman. If they want to be a police officer, they can be a police officer. So Ben Ken does not have to do anything outwardly different in his life in order to get the kind of life that he wants. While as with Barbie, we know until fairly recently, Barbie like had to do something different in her life to get what she wants, right? For us women, if we wanted to do something outside of the home, right? We even just to be a nurse or a teacher, women had to fight for that, right? We had to do something different to get what we want. Um, but I also think what was good about the Ken movie is that the Barbie movie and the Ken in it is in both characters, they both realize that, oh, wait, I'm not quite contributing to the world in the way that I thought that I was. Um, and especially with Ken, you get that sense of, him realizing that, oh, I have these feelings for Barbie, and I think I'm communicating that to her. I think that I'm able to tell her, and I'm telling her that, okay, I want this, I want that. But in reality, her perception of the relationship is very different than his perception of the relationship. But she also becomes aware of that as well. And they both kind of learn that, oh, wait, neither one of us is really getting what we want out of the relationship because the other person isn't perceiving the relationship the same way. Barbie sees Ken as a friend, as you know, another Barbie that just happens to be a guy. You know what I mean? While as Ken is, I'm in love with this woman. I want to have that kind of relationship with her, but she's not giving me. She's like, I'm in the friend zone. And I think they had to go through turmoil, through difficulty in order for both of them to realize that, wait a minute, if I want to get the kind of relationship I want from myself, from the world, from the other person, I have to say so. I have to do something about it. So that's the part of the movie that I really like is that both Ken and Barbie grow and realize that, oh, wait, it's if this is what I want, I have to say it. I have to act like that's what I want. Even Ken realizes that like he took over with all the other Kens, he took over Barbie land because he's thinking, well, if being one kind of man isn't getting me what I want, well, I'm going to be the total opposite and basically be a jerk and, treat Barbie really poorly. Um, but he realizes, wait, that's not making me any happier per se. And sure, he's getting short term what he wants, but he's like, long term is like, I'm do I is this really what I want? I thought this would make things better. I thought this was what masculinity was, etc. I was like, no, not really. It's not something we should be promoting. You can still be Ken and get what you want and get the girl and get that kind of relationship. But Barbie also realizes that, hey, if I'm gonna have this guy in my life, I have to realize that he has feelings for me. That's okay, it's good. It's a good thing to have a happy relationship. We can be more than friends, right? So uh, that's what I think about the two main characters, right? Um, Now, as far as the visuals of the movie, I thought it was really, really good. It was very pink, and I'm not a pink girl. I'm not a typical like girly girl type of girl, but I thought that visually it was really what I was expecting from a Barbie movie, like I definitely didn't go into it expecting it to be dark and noir and very like, oh wait, I can barely see anything. Hello, hello, creative beauty butterfly. Welcome in, welcome in. I have some digital popcorn and drinks at the back. Help yourself. So, yeah, so I thought visually the movie was really well done. And if you see a lot of the clips on YouTube, you see that they made an effort to make it seem like you were really watching toys come to life, right? Sort of like what they did with Toy Story. Toy Story obviously did it digitally and animated, while as with this, it was obviously real life people. But in both movies, you got the sense that they're trying to really, give you the sense that okay, it's a toy, but in their in the toy's perspective, they're a real life human being, right? So, hello, Daddy Bella, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Hi, hi. Oh, good. I'm glad you liked the movie Creative Beauty. Thank you. Thank you. I'm glad that you liked it and I'm glad that you're here. So, yeah, and I hope Creative Beauty and Daddy Bella, I hope both of you are doing well today. And I hope that your families are also doing well. So, yeah, so I really liked the visuals of the movie. It was, yes, like I said, very pink, but you really got the sense of you're seeing the world in the perspective of a toy, but the toy thinks that they're alive, right? That for them, their world is the real world. Sort of like you kind of feel like a kid, um, and your imagination is coming to life, right? When you remember playing Barbies. As a kid, for you, the Barbie was just another human being. You really didn't think of the Barbie as a toy. It was just maybe your little sister, was a cousin, was your friend. Maybe you were Barbie, right? You were the Dr. Barbie, you were the, teacher Barbie or whatever, right? There was no distinction between this being a toy and real life, right? So even I think they had one scene where they were at the beach. Like when you look at the ocean itself, it's like clearly a fake ocean, but all the Barbies and Kens actually, because Ken was there too. They were interacting with the beach as if it's a real beach. For them, there was no real distinction. And in fact, like I said earlier, the fact that uh, Barbie Land is the real world, but it's not at the same time, right? It's quote unquote powered by imagination. And in fact, that's part of why Barbie gets into the real world is because she realizes that, when we look at Barbie, Barbie has, her feet are on tiptoes like a ballerina almost, right? But at one point, her feet are flat, which is not normal for Barbie, right? So you realize that the bar the Barbies and Kens are controlled by the people that own them, right? Um, the classic Barbie even has to go to the quote unquote crazy Barbie with like, and I'm sure a lot of I'm not the only girl that did that, where we like cut the hair and put a whole bunch of makeup on the face and stuff like that. So you realize that Barbie Land is affected by the quote unquote real world, right? That whatever we do to the Barbies happens to the Barbies in their world as well, right? So whatever we imagine, we think the Barbies also think. So they're like, even though they're two separate worlds, they interact, they're intertwined with each other, right? Which is really like crazy to me. Like, and I really did think like it adds a deeper level to the movie that you didn't really think like it's a Barbie movie. It's supposed to be cute and fun and sure there was a lot of that in the movie. Um but the fact that they're like, no, there's basically a multiverse, like pretty much that's what it is. It's like it is a multiverse, right? You have the quote unquote the Barbie land and the real world, but they're interactive. And yeah, Barbie can go into the real world, right? And she does. It has a whole adventure. And of course, for Barbie, like I said earlier, in her perspective, she's expecting everybody to be happy to see her and, oh, Barbie, you've inspired me, and oh, it was so wonderful. And people are like, yeah, no, that's no, you actually made me feel really shitty about myself. And I know for you, creative beauty, you said like for you, you loved Barbie. For a lot of girls, that wasn't the case. They didn't like the Barbies and felt a certain kind of way about them, which I can see. But for me, I've never felt angst by Barbie. I never felt like, oh, I have to be Barbie, Mostly because, like, look, I know that's a body type that wasn't achievable for me. That wasn't something that I could. But also, I think nowadays you're going to see that less and less because there's so many different Barbies, right? There's so many different versions of it, and you don't really feel like you have to be the traditional Barbie in order to be a Barbie, right? You can be whatever and still, still beautiful, still attractive, whatever you want to, right? So, but yeah, so I mean, there's lots of good things and bad things about the Barbie toys and stuff like that. And as far as the Barbie movie itself, what else can I say about it? Um, I that there was that one scene where all the Barbies and Kens are singing and dancing, and of course, uh classic Barbie, the Margot character, stops in the middle of it. Hey, do you ever think about death? And it's like, wait, so it's, to me, I really like that about the movie, where you feel it's supposed to be one thing, right? You're expecting it to be this happy-go-lucky, pink, everything in pink, everybody singing and dancing and happy. But then you'll get moments like that where people are asking deep questions. People are asking, like, let's think about this a little bit. Let's go deeper in our lives here. And she, like I said before, it's like she asked, like, like, I thought I was this inspiration and I'm not. Wait, what do you mean? Like, and you get the sense that, like, the movie wants you to think of it a little differently about yourself and the place you think you have in the world, right? So that's part of what I did like about the movie. It's that, like, it's asking you to, are you really perceived the way you perceive your world? Do other people perceive you truly the way you perceive yourself? We all here have this idea of who we are as a person, right? Most of us don't think of ourselves as these horrible, disgusting people. Most of us have a relatively positive view overall of ourselves, right? But oftentimes, when we go into the real world, other people might not agree with you, or they might think that you're a nice person, but do they use you as inspiration for their lives? Probably not, right? And I think with Ken as well, he goes through that sense of transformation of, in order for me to get what I want from Barbie, I also have to act in a certain way, right? I can't just be shy and quiet and hope one day she notices as me. Like, no, you have to ask, you have to say. It's like you have to tell the person in the appropriate fashion, obviously, that, hey, yeah, I'd like you in a certain way. I want to have a relationship with you. And if you can't have that kind of relationship with the person that you want to have, then yeah, you might need to move on. You might need to be just happy that you're friends, or whatever the case might be, right? So yeah, so overall, that's my thought of the movie of Barbie. I know this was a short live. I'm not gonna go very long, just because I know, like, was supposed to do this at 9 o'clock in the morning. I was like, and then I ended up getting distraction and feeling lazy. And I'm like, ah, darn it, the live. I've completely forgot about it eventually at 11. I'm like, okay, I'll change it for 2 o'clock and just do a quick live. And also, it's been a while since I've seen the movie too, so I don't remember a whole bunch of the movie. I did like it. I know here in Montreal, Canada, it's still technically in movie theaters and a couple of them here and there, so you might still be able um, to see of it. But yeah, so if you do want to go ahead and watch it, I definitely do recommend. Hey Bernard, how are you? How you doing? I hope you're doing well. I'm about to end the live, Bernard. You're coming in at the last second, but I'm still glad that you came in. I hope you watch on the replay. Okay. So like I said, I'll keep this live short. I'll end it about now. I definitely recommend watching the Barbie movie in theater if you still can. Like I said, I think here in Montreal it's still in theaters. It's making too much money not to be still in theaters. So if you do have a chance, go ahead and watch it, or you can rent it. I'm sure eventually it'll end up on Netflix or Hulu or the excuse me, the Disney Channel or whatever the case might be. But yeah, if you can watch it in theaters, I recommend it. I definitely liked seeing it in theaters. I saw it in the VIP section, which, for those of you who don't know, the VIP section is usually the section where you get these nice, comfy seats. You can order food and they bring it to you. And the theater was, I don't think it was full, but it was, if it wasn't full, it was like nearly full, and would definitely added a positive thing to the store, to the experience. So, yeah. So I'm glad you liked it, Creative Beauty. So that's it for me today. I will be setting up probably another live, probably next week or the week after. Do want to end my Spooktober festival every day. I obviously put out a short horror story written by ChatGPT. So definitely, guys, check those videos out. And yeah, I'm glad you're a moviegoer as well, Bernard. Yeah, the soundtrack for the Barbie, I remember a couple of songs. I think it was really good, really, really blended in for the movie. I don't know if I would spend money to buy the soundtrack, but I definitely liked it. It definitely was a good addition to it. So, anyways, that's it for me today, guys. And I will be getting back to trying to do more lives and eventually getting back to doing my. Uh, Sorry, I'm losing my words today. Getting back to doing my art reviews as well. And I probably will do something similar to my Spooktober, where every day I put out a new video and so forth. So I do want to do that either for, if it's not for November, for December. So that way I felt that that was a good challenge for myself to do, get a video out every day. Kept me on my toes, kept me busy, kept me from being bored all day every day from just going to work, and that's it. All right. Anyways, I'll let you guys go. Thank you, everybody, for being here and spending 20, 30 minutes of your time with me. I appreciate it a whole lot. And I hope that you guys have a great day, a great weekend. And I hope everything is fantastic for you guys. So I hope to see you guys in my next live. If it's not in my live, I hope to see you guys in one of your videos or one of your lives. So have a great day, guys. Bye. Au revoir.